Hello friends, welcome back. Today I want to show you how I like to set up my compost piles. I like using this type of compost pile because it is inexpensive. They are about $30 on Amazon and they are super big and you can create a lot of compost using them. I have two of them that are similar and then I have one that is a little bit different. This one right here I got from a friend gardener a long time ago. But this one does not have the perforated holes. But as you can see, this one has a ton of perforated holes that allows the air and moisture to come in and out of them. So I like these a lot. And I have developed a system over the years to make it really easy to set up and really easy to deal with, because they are kind of hard to set up at the beginning. So today I want to show you how to set it up, and then I'm going to show you how you can undo them really easy and turn them. So these things are really long. I think they're like 8 foot long or something like that. And they are hard and unruly to deal with at the very beginning when you're trying to set them up. I like getting the maximum amount of space from these compost piles because the more product and the more compost you have in there, the faster it decomposes, and also the more compost you get at the end. So I like getting the maximum amount. So what we're gonna do is take one of the ends here, and I'll take the second end and I'll overlap them here and align this little part right here. This long part, I'm gonna align it with this one. So in reality, they're gonna overlap about 6 inches. And I like to use twist ties because it's easy to undo at the end. So you line up the holes like this, and then you get your twist tied in one of the holes. I typically do it at the very top here. And you put it in, and then you just tie it off. And this will help keep the shape at the top now. So now we have the top piece secure, and I'm going to come to the bottom and do the same process, but just secure it at the bottom. So I'm going to put it maybe an inch above the soil level here from the bottom. So now you have this wobbly shape and it wants to go everywhere. So before we finish out, I'm gonna finish putting two more twist ties, because if you don't put 4, it can open up on you after it's full, and then you can start loosening the shape a little bit. So I'm gonna put 2 more in the middle here, and you see how this flap is kind of flapping in and out. So I'm gonna, instead of putting the twist tie in this overlap, I'm gonna put the twist tie between this one here and kind of overlap it so it doesn't flap around too much. And then I have one more, and I'm just going to put it right here. So about a foot apart from each other, just about. So now the compost pile is kind of standing on its own, and I'll show you where I put the twist ties. So I have overlapped this about 6-8 inches, and then I have a twist tie right here, or sorry, I have a zip tie right here. Then you go down a little bit and you see this is the overlap right here, and I'm gonna put a twist tie right here to secure this in place. And then you go back a little bit more and I have another twist tie right here, and just another one at the bottom. So now it's standing upright, and this thing is about 4 foot wide, but this is about 3 foot tall, just about. So now I've cleared a space for the compost pile, and this is the tricky part. As you can see, this is holding its shape right now, but if I really want to mold this down, what I like to use is a couple of stakes into the ground. I do 3 stakes, one as a triangle, and that holds the shape together as I start filling it up. Once I get it about halfway up the compost, I take out the stakes and I just fill it all the way up. I always have bamboo stakes on hand because they are so useful. You can use them for all sorts of applications in the garden, and you can get these for free. Just look up free bamboo on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, and usually you can score a lot of free bamboo. I go to the people's places, I cut them into 8-foot sections, and they fit perfectly in my car. So I'm only gonna use this little 3 stakes right here, these bamboo stakes, just to give it shape. Once it fills up to about half, then you can take away the stakes and then you should be totally fine. And it will hold its shape. One important thing to mention is that the overlap is right here at the front. Make sure you leave it at the front and not towards the back or not blocked in any way. Because once you are done with your compost pile, after 3-4 months, you're gonna want to get the compost out of here. And it's really hard to come in and take it all from the top. But if you leave the twist ties at the front, you can come in with a pair of scissors here, cut these, and then you just open this up and it opens, and then you can just shovel the compost right out, making the job so much easier. And I always have 3 composts going at once. One compost is finishing up, one compost is working, and then I have this one here that is going to be my new compost pile, and I'm going to start adding all the compost that is coming out of the garden this summer into this pile. As this one finishes up, this will be ready in about August when I'm going to be putting out my fall garden. Sometimes I don't even wait for the compost to be done. I just use it as mulch on top of my raised beds, and this prevents the weeds from growing into my raised beds. For example, over here I used the leaves to mulch the banana plants, and they were very happy and nicely insulated all of last winter. And that's how I was able to make that little taro over there survive the winter. So if you want to have a lot of nutrition and free mulch in your garden, make sure that you make compost at home utilizing my method here, and it's very easy and you don't have to turn it often. I like to turn them maybe 2 times, but not that much. You don't need to turn it that much. If you have time, the time and the microorganisms, the worms, they will do the job for you, so you don't need to do a ton of work. If you don't have enough material to put into your compost pile, make sure that you check out your local coffee shops for buckets of coffee grounds. You can also check into the breweries because they have spent grain that you can use in your compost, and you can check for your neighbor's yard waste and take their yard waste as well. In the fall, I collect all of the leaves from the neighborhood and I bring them into my yard, and then I turn them into black gold. These are the leaves from last year, and they are looking quite nice right now. These are the ones that are in that pile right there that are finishing up. I used to have a compost pile that was about 8 foot around and about 5 foot tall, and I have worked it down to just that one right there. So a lot of leaves decompose into very little, so you want to collect as much as you can. And that's how easy I like to set up my composting system here. I hope that you enjoy this video and that you set up your own composting system similar to mine, and that you can produce your own nutrients for your soil and your garden this year. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.